Hi, this is Jimmy Reed. I'm going to show you my no time for negative approach to pool. This is the third part of my no time for negative series. If you do what I am going to tell you to do during this video, you will become a great player. You have to do the practice routines naturally, but if you can force yourself to do step by step what I'm going to teach you to do in this video, you will become a great player. First of all, I've racked them up for 8-ball. We're going to do the 9-ball segment later. And the correct way to rack the balls for 8-ball goes as follows. Normally, what you've seen before in the past is you put the one in front and then every other ball is different. That's not the correct way, because that way you would wind up with a solid ball on each end. The one and then both corners would also be solid. So you do a solid ball, the one, then a solid ball behind it on this side, then a stripe behind it, and go every other ball down the row that way. So, because you don't want to have, if you did a stripe behind the one, solid, stripe, solid, you'd have solids in all three corners, and solids would naturally be the best balls after the break, because they'd be more spread apart, be more apt to make a solid ball on the break. So in the sake of fairness, and to have both the groups of balls spread about equally, you need to have the one in front, a solid ball in another corner, and a stripe on the other corner. Okay, so you do a solid, solid, stripe, solid, stripe, then you go just reverse every ball on this row. So that's the basic way to rack and play an 8-ball. Now we're going to play. Okay, this is how the balls turned out after the break. As it turned out, I broke the balls pretty well here. I made 1 stripe and 2 solid balls. I see that, first of all, I walk around and chalk up and study the table. This is step 1. Walk around, chalk up, study. You don't have to write all this down, because I'm going to give it to you in print at the end of this video. I'm going to print out all these steps to you at the end of the video that you have to follow. And you have to do these every time it's your inning. It's no longer, if you're sitting down in the chair and you just or you won the flip and you got the break, or say your opponent has shot and missed, and you have your choice here, until it's no longer your turn at the table, your thought should be occupied. Okay, now I'm looking at this table, and I can see immediately that the problem ball here is the 6-ball. And even though I made 2 solids and only 1 stripe, I'm going to take the stripes, because I can run out with the stripes from this position. And I'm looking at a pattern, and I usually work backwards from the 8. So I'm going to save a key ball, work backwards from the 8. Well, in this position here, I see that the problem stripe ball is the 15 ball. That's the only ball. It's not a problem, but it's the only ball I really have to get good on. So the pattern that I see immediately here, I'm going to try to make the 10 in the corner, bring the cue ball up here, and then play the 13 in this corner pocket down here. And then following that, I'm going to try to make the 14 on this side, keep the cue ball in this area off the 13, make the 14 on this side, bring the cue ball to this rail, and back out on here for either the 9 or the 15, either one of these balls in this corner pocket. So the first shot is the 10 ball in the corner, try to bring the cue ball in this area in here. And I see that this is just a little high left-hand English, and hit the ball right in half. So I address the ball. I see it happening. From this position here, I've walked around and chalked up. Now I come back to the cue ball. I imagine vividly seeing this happen. Clearly, vividly, you want to hear it if you can, the sound that you're going to hit for the speed. Imagine as much detail as possible. I see the line that I'm going to hit half of this ball, the path the cue ball is traveling on. I'm going to just swing right down on that path. I'm going to warm up, stroke it fast and loose, and get the feel of how hard I want to hit this shot. And I'm going to take dead aim. This is my rhythm. You're going to find out your own rhythm. This is my rhythm that I use. Fast and loose, take dead aim once, twice, 3 times, and then shoot. That's good enough. That's out on this side of the 2. Now I want to make the 13. And I'm seeing a little funny angle here. I'm going to stop right in here so I can shoot the 14 next and go to this rail and come back out here in between the 3 and the 6 for the 15. Hopefully the 15 next, this ball in the corner pocket, and then the 9, then the 11, then the 8 on the side where the 14 is. Hopefully. Right now, that's my pattern. Okay, so again, I'm addressing the ball. I see the contact point that I want to hit. I step forward, swing down on that line. that I want the cue ball to travel on. I relax, get comfortable. Take a pressure situation, take a deep breath and blow it out. Take dead aim once, twice, 3 times, shoot. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Keep your head down at 3,000 after the ball disappears. Now I'm going to shoot this ball in the side pocket, go to the rail, and try to walk the cue ball right in here somewhere so I can make the 15 next, hopefully. Imagine seeing it happen, the speed I want to shoot to make it happen. Swing down the ball. Stroking it fast and loose. Relax, get comfortable. By the way, when you're stroking off the rail, you don't need to stop your stroke. All you're doing is cinching the ball. If this cue ball were frozen, you wouldn't stop your stroke. Just go back and forth, and then let it go, because you're not trying to do anything special except cinch the ball. Right here, I'm just going to let it follow naturally for position. 1, 2, 3, 3,000. Oh, baby. So now I got a little bit further than I wanted to. So I've only got 2 choices, shoot the 9 or the 15 now. If I shoot the 9 now, I see that the cue ball is going to carry him into the 15, knock it over here, and the cue ball is going to slide into here. So I can shoot the 9, and then the 15 in this corner, then the 11 in this corner, and the 8 in the side like I wanted to originally. Okay, and I might even want to play the 8 in the corner. Depends on what angle I get on this 11 ball. Or I can shoot the 15 now, go into the rail, come back and kiss the 6, and taking a chance, and the 6 might come over here and come back in and tie the 8 up or something. I don't want to kiss balls unless I have to and I know where they're going. So I'm going to shoot the 9, and then I'm going to shoot the 15 in the far corner, moving the 15 over and letting the cue ball go with it. So I'll be straight in the corner pocket after this shot. I address the ball at port arms, swing down the angle, take a deep breath, blow it out, relax, get comfortable. First thing you say to yourself, relax, get comfortable. Okay, Jim, relax, get comfortable. Stroke it till it feels like you're going to do what you want to do. Take that aim once, twice, 3 times, and shoot. Okay, now I'm going to look at this angle here and see if that's where I want to be on the 11. That's going to have to do. Now I'm seeing the cue ball make contact where I want it to on the 15. Swing down, fast and loose. Stroke it fast and loose. Okay, Jim, relax and get comfortable. Is that where I want to hit it? Right about there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, bang. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Come over to the 11 ball. Now I'm going to try to shoot this 11 ball and follow the cue ball over in here and take kind of a tough shot on the 8. I might even wind up shooting the 8 in this far corner, but I'll have a choice of either one. So right now I'm seeing the cue ball hit this rail and then follow into this rail and come out a little bit. Okay, see I'm making contact. Step forward, swing down. Relax, get comfortable. Enjoy the challenge of you against the table, the challenge of this run out. Enjoy this challenge. Stroke it. Once you zero in, you don't have to hesitate on the rail. It's just back and forth. 1, 2, 3, bang. Off the rail a little bit. Now I've come out just exactly like I imagined I would. What I'm going to do now is take dead aim at this ball. Everything else was pretty obvious where to hit. If I'm not exactly sure where to hit this ball, I'll point at it. Right from the middle of the ball to the middle of the pocket. Right here. Point at that spot. Keep my eye on that spot. Come back to the cue ball. See it making contact with that spot. The exact equal opposite. If this point of contact is a ½ inch right of center. Say this is center from the cue ball to the center of the 8 ball, and that point of contact is a ½ inch right of center. I'm going to hit it with a ½ inch left of center of the cue ball. So in my mind's eye, I'm seeing those two pieces make contact right here in the air. And I'm swinging down that spot, stroking fast and loose. Right? Take that aim once, twice, 3 3 times, and shoot. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 after the ball disappears. Okay, so that's what you do basically every shot. Now we're going to get into 9-ball, which is a little bit more difficult. You have to do more with a cue ball and 9-ball. So now we're going to get into 9-ball and the no time for negative approach to 9-ball. The correct way to rack play in 9-ball is as follows. Rack the 1 in front, naturally, that's you have to. Follow that by the 8, 7, 6, 9, 5, 4, 3 deuce. The reason for this is, in my mind, as it's probably saved me and won me some matches and saved me a lot of games, is that if you ever see early combinations on the 9 in a game, it's because somebody made a ball on the break and the ball stayed above the 9. Usually, if there's a combination on the 9 after I rack the balls, it'll be with the 7 or the 8. So at least my opponent would have to run to the 7 or to that 8 ball to make that combination. If I put that 2 up here in front of the 9 and he broke and made one of these corner balls, he'd be able to shoot the 1 in and then shoot the 2 into the 9 if it provided it stayed above the 9. So to eliminate that, you want to put the 1 in front, followed by the 8, 7, 6, 9, 5, 4, 3 deuce. To eliminate the early combination, to help eliminate the early combinations, you're giving yourself all the best of it by doing that. It doesn't have to necessarily be true. You might get a 2-9 combination or a 1-9 combination, but it'll be a freaky thing. It won't be because you racked them wrong. You racked them the correct way to protect yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to break the balls and give my no time for negative approach in 9-ball. Okay, I normally break from the side, and sometimes I find a table where if I'm hitting half the 1 with center ball and smacking it pretty hard, I'm making the 1 straight in the side pocket. If the break's not working from here, I'll break from here 2 or 3 times. If it's not working, if I'm not making the 1 in the side or the corner ball in the corner or something on the break, if I'm not making anything on the break, I'll move it. I'll move it out to here. I'll move it out to here. And I'll go to the opposite side and do the same thing with it. I'll find a place where I'm making balls in the break. But here's where I normally start from, on a strange table. Okay, now I'm addressing the ball, and I'm hitting the 1 ball just left of center at this angle here, almost like if I was trying to bank at 2 rails in this corner with left center English. Got the cue ball pretty close to the rail, so I'm not going to lose the cue ball here. I'm going to have a little bit of more control towards the center of the ball. Use a rail bridge, a little bit more control at the center of the ball. Made something and got hooked. Okay, no time for negative approach to 9-ball. We're hooked here. You play, the tournament rules are you push out after the break. After that, it's 1 foul ball on hand. The incoming player, if I hadn't made anything on the break, the incoming player would have the option of pushing out here, and I would have the option of taking and giving him the shot. Since I did make something on the break, it is my turn. I can either push out, and he'll have the option of taking and giving me the shot, or I can try to play a safety now. Which the safety looks very difficult. It's there. There's a kick safety there. It's very difficult, but what other choices do I have here? Where am I going to push to that he wouldn't have an easy shot? I couldn't push up to this in real. I'm going to study the table here. Walk around, chalk up, study the table. Look at different places you might be able to push to. See, if I did put the cue ball here, just push it out, he would have a very easy safety to put me behind the 2 and playing 1 foul ball in hand. You don't want that. So I'm better off right here on taking a chance and trying to kick this ball safe and stick him behind the 2 ball and bank this 1 up the table. So I'm going to measure with that, and I want to hit the 1 ball here. So I'm going to measure that distance to the rail, double that, and I'm going to, instead of using running English, I'm going to use low left-hand English. So I'm going to come over about a ½ an inch, like this. So I can see that I'm at the right-hand edge of this diamond right here. My thumb is the same line as the right-hand edge of this diamond. So from the cue ball to the right-hand edge of that diamond with low left-hand English, and try to kick a safety here. Try to kick the ball up the table and leave the cue ball behind the 2. But look here, you might even get lucky and make the 9. All right, let's just throw the balls out. And I'm going to show you a few examples of my no time for negative approach and how it works. We're going to tie up, the 5 and the 6. Okay? The 5 and the 6 are tied up. They don't go anywhere. They're tied up. 1, 3, 2, go like this, okay? Like that. Okay. Now it's my turn at the table. Now I walk around, chalk up, study the table. While I'm doing this, I look for problem balls. Now I see that the 5 and the 6 are tied up. You want to break these balls up with the ball before a ball that's in front of a pocket. So I see that the 4 ball is the closest ball to a pocket. So ideally, I like to break these balls up when I make the 3 ball. So I want to work my way around that. Okay, so I'm going to shoot the 1 in the corner. Take a look where the 2 is. And see where I want to be on the 3. Which would be, if I was right here on this 3 ball, right where this 1 ball is, I could shoot with low right-hand English, side right-hand English, between side, center, and low right-hand English, go to the bottom rail and break up this 5 and 6 and have the 4 for a saver. You want to break them up with a ball before a ball that's close to a pocket, if it's possible. So let's try to do that. I see I want to shoot the 1 ball. Where do I want to be on the 2 to get to the correct side of the 3? Well, I can't come above the 2 because of the angle I have on the 1. So if I'm in here and I shoot this 2 in, I can see I can follow and come into here, and anywhere over in here, in this angle in here, I can break that 5 up. Anywhere on this side of the table, as long as I get inside of here. And I don't want to be over in here because I get behind the 4. So I'm going to try to come in between the 4 and the 8. And anywhere over in here, I can break that 5 and 6 up with the 3. So I'm just going to shoot the 1 in and let the ball float over a little bit. Shoot the 2 in and come over into here for the 3. For this 3 in the corner, and then break the 5 and the 6 up when I make the 3. Now, you imagine seeing it happen. You imagine hearing it happen right here vividly. As much detail as possible, you want to imagine this shot. Bang, stop. See it happening. Swing down, relax, get comfortable. Stroke it till it feels like you're going to do just what you imagine. And I take that aim 1, 2, 3, 4. Never come to a dead stop with your stroke. Always have something moving. Just like in golf, have the waggle going. Now I've got to get the cue ball to this side of the table. I'm going to have to force it with left center English to the rail and back over. This is left center English to go to the rail and back over. Back over. So I'm back in here for the 3 ball. This looks like I'm way out of line here. It's about as far as I could get and still break those balls up. I mean, I'm out of line, but I still have a chance to get out here. I went a little too far with that shot, but let's see what happens. I get those edges together in my mind's eye. The left-hand edge of the cue ball with the right-hand edge of the 3. Little right-hand English. Perfect. So now I shoot the 4 on the side, a little bit of draw. And I see that I got a little bit of a high angle here, so I'm going to have to shoot this 5 in the side and float down for probably the 6 in the same side with the 4. Let's see what happens. Fast and loose, relax, get comfortable. Take that aim 1, 2, 3 times. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I'm back to the 5. Now there's two ways you can go here. You can shoot harder and come about for the 6, but you're much better off to stay below here and just shoot hard enough to come below the 6. Even if you have to shoot the 6 in the corner pocket, you don't want to be above the 6 here, because then you're going into the 9 ball and strange things can happen. So you want to put your hand on the table where you want to be. Anywhere in here. You walk around, you put your hand on the table where you want to be on the 6. Anywhere in here is fine to get out here. So anywhere in here is fine. Put your hand on the table. Walk around, study the table. Put your hand where you want to be. Back to the object ball. See it making contact. Stand with the cue stick at port arms. Step forward, swing down. Relax, get comfortable. Stroke it fast and loose. Get the feel of how hard you're going to hit it. You dead aim 1, 2, 3. That's too hard. Slow down, baby. So we're still going to get out here. Okay, I'm going to still play the 6 in the corner pocket. I'm going to point at it because I can't see exactly where to hit it. That's all you can ask. You can't ask any more of yourself than what I'm doing right now. I'm pointing at this ball. I come back to the cue ball. I see it making contact. I'm going to go with left center ball and try to come out for the 8 in the side pocket. Point at the 6, right there. Okay. See the cue ball making contact where I pointed. Step forward, swing down. Fast and loose. Relax and get comfortable. Stroke, keep your head down, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So we got perfect for the 8 in the side. Now we can either follow it or draw it back. I prefer to draw it back in this position. Just draw it back for the 9 in this corner pocket over here is where we're going to play the 9. See, I'm standing up a little higher because I'm a little closer to the ball. My stance is a little closer together. I just want to draw it back a little bit so I can shoot the 9 in the other corner pocket. Step forward, swing down. Now I've got a long bridge off the rail. I'm going to spread my legs a little longer. It's a little longer bridge off the rail. I don't want to draw it back too far. I just want to keep that stick moving out there like this. Don't let it come to a complete stop because your muscles tighten up when you tell it to hit and you'll throw the shot off. So it's fast and loose. 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Okay, we're going to throw out a 9-ball racket. I'm going to walk you through it again. Okay, I've been sitting down. My opponent just broke. It's my turn at the table. I can see that the 5 and the 8 are the problem balls. They're tied up. I can also see that I can't break them with the 1 ball. So I'm going to see if I can break them up when I make the 2 ball because the 3's in front of the pocket. If I break them with the 2, when I make the 2, I'll have a good chance to get out here. Okay, so we're going to try to make the 1 in the corner, and with low left-hand English, come back and be at the 2 ball at this kind of angle in here, so I can shoot with center ball and break up the 5. Break up the 5 and 8, and still have position on the 3 ball. So you want to ask yourself, where's the correct side of the, before you shoot the 1, what's the correct side of the 2 to get to the correct side of the 3 to get to the 4? Not the correct side of the 2 to get to the 3 from the 1. You don't want to just look at the table and say, where do I want to be on the 2 to get to the 3? You want to say to yourself, before you shoot the 1 ball, what's the correct side of the 2 to get to the correct side of the 3 to get to the 4? Ask yourself that question. Along with the problem ball question you ask yourself when you first walk around and chalk up, if you find any problem balls, how to get rid of them and how to break them up, when to break them up. But these are the questions you want to ask yourself when it's your turn at the table. So I figured I want to shoot the 1 in the corner with low left-hand English and get anywhere in this area in here for an angle in the 2 to break up the 5, because the 5 won't go in this corner pocket. And I'll have a shot on the 3 from over here. Even if I miss the breakup, I'll still get a shot on the 3. So I'm seeing the cue ball make contact the path I want it to. Now I see this is just plain high left, a little bit of left-hand English to break up the 5 and 8. Okay, I can see, I want to see where I want to be on the 2 to get to the correct side of the 3. Before I shoot the 1 ball, I'm going to ask myself, where do I want to be on the 2 to get to the correct side of the 3 to get to the 4? And I don't want to be up here on the 4 ball. It's not bad, it's not great. I don't want to be up here on the 4 ball. I'd rather be down here on the 4 ball. That's perfect. Down here on the 4 ball because I can come out here like this way for the 5 and go to this rail and come down here for the 6. Up to 5. If I'm up here on the 4 ball, it's this very delicate area. If here is too short, I got much more room for error getting below the 4 ball. So what I want to do is I want to be out here on the 2 like this, come back in here on the 3, be inside the 3 so I can follow it to the bottom rail for the 4 ball. So I know I want to be over in here on the 2 so I can come back in here for the 3 so I can follow it to the bottom rail. See how long I kept my head down there? The secret of longevity in this game is keeping your head down forever. If you got 2 players and they both have had the equal amount of play in the last few months or in life or experience, bet on the guy that keeps his head down the longest. And you'll see the angle I got here? I'm going to have to force the cue ball over to here and drop it down. You're going to practice these shots center ball. This is just center ball. Force it over here, and the ball is naturally, the weight of the ball is going to make it drop down. If I use draw, it's going to come back here and be behind the 6. So center ball, force it over to here, and then let it drop down. The weight of the ball will make this ball drop down by itself with center ball. Okay, now I want to see exactly where I want to be on this 5 ball. Here's the key ball. 5's game, 6 is game ball. But getting on it is the shot. Say, come out like this. And yeah, I can make that 6 from here. I can make that 6 from here, and I can get there from the 5 ball. If I'm over in here, I can make the cue ball with low right-hand English, come back into here. I can get out from here. So I'm going to bring the cue ball up to here. Shoot the 5 in the corner, 6 in this corner, 7 in the side, and the 8 either in this side or that corner. Depends on what angle I get on the 7. But I'm going to shoot this with right-hand center and force it up the rail, right center English. Force it up the rail, didn't go very far with it. Long shot. Long shot. Now we've got to widen our stance. See the ball making contact. Swing down. Relax, get comfortable. All right, you need to learn how to make a bridge and shoot this shot left-handed. Make a fist bridge. And this is the only thing you got to do is make this shot left-handed. This is the only ball you need to practice left-handed. Now I've got an angle in the 7 here. If I shoot the 8, the 7 in the corner, it's a tougher shot. I want to make sure I make the ball, so I'm going to shoot the 7 in the side here. I'm going to let the cue ball go to the in rail, back to this side rail, back to this in rail, and back out here for position on the 8 in that corner up there. So I'm addressing the ball. I see the cue ball making contact. I hear the speed I'm going to hit this with. I'm going to hit this ball pretty firm. I hear it hitting the 7 right now. I'm going to hit this ball. I want to go that rail and come to the left and left, so it's going to be like little left center English, but smack it pretty hard. Fast and loose, relax, get comfortable. Take that aim once, twice, 3 times. Bounces up for position on the 8 in the corner pocket. And step forward, swing down. Relax, get comfortable. Center ball, stroke it fast and loose. Take that aim once, twice, 3 times. Shoot. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Keep your head down. Now this is what I want to be on the rail over here. Now on the rail is a different stroke entirely. You just want to keep the stroke going. You never hesitate the stroke when the cue ball is on the rail. In other words, you just get the pump, zero in on where you want to be, get the shot going back and forth. Once you think you're hitting the 9 ball, the object ball in the right spot, you just let the cue stick go forward. You don't actually do any hitting here. You just let the cue stick go forward. Because if you stop, if you stroke like this and you stop that stroke and then tell yourself to hit it, you're going to tighten up your muscles and throw the shot off. When you're close to the rail, frozen on the rail, you don't want to hesitate the stroke. You want to keep the stroke going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and just let it go forward. Don't go back and forth, and stop and then hit the ball, because you're going to tighten your muscles up and you're going to throw the shot off. So you want to get the pump going back and forth, and just, once you zero in, just let it go forward. I'll show you what I mean. If you want to hit that ball and hit it harder, you simply do that by grip pressure. Just let it go forward. Don't actually hit the ball. Just let it go forward. When you're on the rail, frozen on the rail. Okay, so you got all these steps. I'm going to put all these steps down in print for you at the end of this video. And I want you to do those practice routines I've been telling you about, the low left-hand, low English away from the pocket for 15 minutes. Just throw out the balls at random. Shoot everything with medium speed. This is my medium speed. When you practice routines, you throw everything out, shoot at medium speed. Address the ball, fast and loose. Get your own rhythm. Stroke in front of the mirror until you get your best rhythm. What scares you when you see it in front of the mirror is if you were your own opponent watching you. Fast and loose. Take that aim once, twice, 3 times. Shoot 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Get your own rhythm. Do that in front of the mirror at home. Find out what suits you best. Some people just swing down 1, 2. But we all have our tempos and rhythms that are all individual things. But get your own rhythm that suits you best, that you can play with the best. And also do these practice routines. 15 minutes, low English away from the pocket. In other words, you're cutting the ball to the left, use low right-hand English. Cutting the ball to the right, use low left-hand English. For 15 minutes, do that. Just throw the balls. Don't pick any balls in secret. Don't play position. Shoot everything medium speed. That was the medium speed I told you to shoot with just a minute ago. I just showed you. That was medium speed. This is medium speed. That's medium speed. Shoot everything firm. That's firm. That's medium speed is what I call medium speed. You can do anything you want to on a pool table medium speed. Then practice center ball for 15 minutes, then high ball for 15 minutes. And shoot don't play position on anything. Shoot everything medium speed all the time. And then shoot everything with inside English for 15 minutes. And then at the end of that practice routine, go back to the low English away from the pocket for an additional 15 minutes, and you're ready to play. But remember to always see the shot happening right here in the air. Imagine it, see it, hear it, feel it. Imagine it so vividly, just as if the shot was already completed. Anything you can imagine that vividly is the next best thing to being accomplished. Just imagine it very vividly. Practice, practice, practice. Also, when you start hitting the balls good, freeze frame everything around you. When you're practicing at your home pool room and you start playing real good pool, freeze frame who's there, who you're playing, or if you're practicing by yourself, whatever. In as much detail as possible, freeze frame everything around you. Some people always have opponents they play good against. Imagine that's who you're playing. Or if some people are watching, some people, they make you play better. When you start playing good, the main thing is to freeze frame the feeling in your right hand, the temperature in the room, who's there, what's going on, as much detail as possible when you start playing good, especially the feeling in your right hand and the feeling in your mind when you start playing good. And then call upon that feeling. Touch these fingers when you start playing good. Just touch these feelings and freeze these fingers together and freeze frame everything that's going on at that moment. In your arm, in your mind, how good you feel, how great you feel about playing pool. And the next time you go somewhere else, pressure situation, just touch those fingers again together and go back to where you were when you was practicing, when you was playing your best pool. Okay? Remember as much detail as possible, and practice, practice, practice.
Remember, while addressing the ball, imagine the shot at hand vividly, as if it were already completed. So vividly, it's like you feel the success of the shot's completion already, like as if you was watching yourself from the stands. Also remember, when you are playing well, whether you're in practice or in competition, freeze frame everything around you and inside of you, especially the feeling in your mind and in your right hand. With as much detail as possible, everything around you, the temperature, who's in the room, freeze frame those winning feelings. Then simply touch your thumb to your index finger with your grip hand, freeze frame where you are, who you are playing, and your surroundings with as much detail as possible. Then whenever necessary in a pressure situation, simply touch your thumb to your index finger and recall those winning feelings you've already set to memory. Actual play. Remember, while walk around the table while chalking up. Look for problem balls, etc. Study the table thoroughly. Ask yourself, before you shoot the 1 ball, where do I want to be on the 2 ball to get to the correct side of the 3 ball to get to the 4? Then actually place your hand on the table at the position you desire to be. Stand from behind the object ball and imagine the shot looking back towards the cue ball. Point at the object ball. Keep your eye on that point while walking back to the cue ball. While addressing the cue ball, vividly imagine making this shot with the cue at forward arms. Imagine it as if it was already a completed fact. If it was already came out to a perfect end result. Just as if you was watching yourself from the stands. Then swing down, relax, and get comfortable. Pressure situations, take a deep breath. Blow it out. Really get comfortable. Say to yourself, okay, Jim, get comfortable. It's the first thing I say to myself when I get down on the balls. Then stroke it until it feels like you're going to do exactly what you've already imagined, what you imagined in your address position. Stroke it until it feels like until it feels perfect. Try to play perfect pool. Then simply shoot, let it go, let it flow to a perfect result. Keep your head down to a count of 3,000 after the ball disappears. You also have to imagine this in the address position, that you're going to keep your head down to the count of 3,000 after the ball disappears. This is very important. And I've even gotten out of body and seen people in the stands saying to themselves, "Look, heard people in the stands before I shot the shot. Look how good Jimmy Reid keeps his head down." You want to do all these things. These are all positive things. Making these steps become natural to you would take time and patience. So practice, 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 and good luck.